GG's The Mouthful podcast is brought to you by goodgame.tech, the most welcoming gaming community on Facebook. Join the conversation at www.goodgame.tech.
What's up, everyone? This is Arnaldo, aka Mad Dog, and this is going to be the real episode 83 of GG's The Mouthful podcast.
GG! Yeah. It's time for the revolution to begin.
Yes, let it
My
begin.
fellow gamers, we have had enough abuses from evil corporations trying to take our games down and turn them into gambling machines for children. I say no more. It's time we take a stand against the evil associations. Get it? Evil association, EA.
EA.
Yeah. It's time that we let our voices be heard. The revolution begins. GG!
Yes, and that voice that you hear along with the applause
the super revolutionary
is Mr. David Santos himself, aka Gaming Politician.
Thank you. I'm back.
Sir, I'm so glad you're back. We are unfortunately short of Shadow once again.
We are shadowless again.
Yeah, so we have some scheduling conflicts, unfortunately, and that's what
we should be mentioning. It was mostly caused by me. We're recording this on the actual Saturday that it's going to be released.
Correct.
Early in the morning as
Correct.
we enjoy our sip of wonderful Colombian ground coffee here.
Yes. I think it's French roast, but that's fine.
Same.
Yeah, right? Same shit. Oh, man. So if this is your first time listening, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. You can join the conversation over at goodgame.tech. Takes you right to our Facebook group. Also, if you're listening to this on YouTube, iTunes, or Google Play, or any of the other podcast services, please like, subscribe, and share the podcast with your friends.
So we can increase the ranks. So we can take on the evil establishments.
We need to build our ranks here. Right?
Hey, rebellions are built on hope.
Jesus Christ. I so hate that damn line. That was such a bad line. Oh, man. So real quick, I want to do some quick housekeeping here from last week that a certain gentleman by Mr. Fariello pointed out that he put his list up and I never even acknowledged it, and I apologize profusely.
Oh, wow.
For the nominations, Game Award nominations.
Oh, yeah. Really? We skipped him? I didn't notice. I'm so sorry, Jason.
Yeah, it was
Go ahead, man. The center stage is on you.
So he says here...
So everybody can criticize your how
picks.
Wrong you are on your picks.
Exactly. So he says here, let me bring up his... well, first off, he doesn't understand why PUBG nominated for Game of the Year, as I don't either.
Yeah.
But that said...
unfortunately, that will win.
Let's see here. It says, great picks for this year. I didn't expect Senua's Sacrifice to be nominated so many times. I agree with most people. Why is PUBG nominated for Game of the Year? Even the devs agree.
Yeah,
Even the
the devs are actually
Even
saying, like, we don't care about
like,
having they.
What is this for? Yeah.
Yep.
It's still not complete out of beta yet. I love the game. I would love to see it be nominated again in the future for somehow, but not now. Chances are that ongoing game award that they've introduced,
it could probably fit there.
For that later
well,
on.
it's gonna hit 1.0 this year.
This year.
Yeah. On PC at least. Yeah, I realize it just came out on Xbox, and that's still
it's still early.
It's
early access. Yeah.
The whole thing is early.
The whole thing.
Hell, I mean, why? What is
not even awake yet? I mean, let's be real.
No, but I heard the other day. So apparently, what was it? Was it Paragon or Fortnite? I think it was Fortnite or both of them. Maybe they're releasing like physical discs
of unfinished game.
What does the physical disc contain? I'm telling you, like,
nothing.
What's in there? Because, yeah, exactly, nothing. What the hell?
The only thing I can think of is that they're trying to get, because there are people who just still don't do downloadable games. And they're just trying to get those people involved. You know what I mean?
They're going to force them to when they realize, oh, wait a minute.
I need a patch.
I need a patch. That.
Then he continues with Krista aka Shadow, you should do something about Arnaldo's lazy habits of not wanting to paraphrase what I say. Maybe show him what hides in the shadows and mangle his body. Or knock him out and then have David take off his clothes and tie him to a tree. And of course, let David hug him.
This is turning uncomfortable. Stop reading. I'm gonna ring the Jason alert here.
We're throwing a yellow flag on the
exactly.
Flag on the play, guys.
Yeah.
Flag on the play. Oh man. Thank you so much for writing in, Mr. Fariel. And if you guys want to write in, always please you can also email us if you're at all interested. We'll definitely love to read your emails, and if you want to leave a little blurb, a little recording.
If you want your voices to be heard,
yes.
Quite literally,
yes,
because
exactly.
we will take your recordings,
yes.
and paste them on the podcast.
Correct, and we promise not to put any weird filters on them.
No, exactly. Unless you are pre-filtering them, in which case, shame on you.
Well, no, hey,
it might sound awesome. Yeah,
exactly.
Take a helium balloon.
Go.
That's
awesome.
A
Yeah.
GG like that. That's you know what? That's the challenge.
Yeah.
That's the challenge. The best helium balloon GG will be featured. Will be the first 30 seconds before the theme song.
Exactly.
They're all yours.
Exactly. So go to goodgamegamergroup@gmail.com. That's where you'll be able to email us. So, sir, let's start the show with what we always start with, even though we're a little bit into the show already. What have we been up to?
You want me to start, or you want to start?
Yeah. No, you can go ahead. You can shoot it.
All right.
I got a lot of stuff.
You got it?
Oh, a lot of stuff.
All right. So I'll lead then. Let me see. Horizon Zero Dawn is not the game I've been playing this week. As a matter of fact, and this is side note. This what I have been playing. I want to dedicate to our good friend Seth Meyers, who has a birthday today.
He has a birthday today. Yes.
Happy level up, brother. This one's for you. I played and finished Super Mario Odyssey.
Oh, nice.
I have been for a whole week. I've been trying to contain myself from slipping the fact that last week, after we recorded the podcast, or on the weekend after, I finally caved in and bought a Switch.
Nice.
Now the funny thing is that the way that I was so bummed out with gaming news, with this, and of course it had to do with EA, with loot boxing craze and how gaming seems to be going heading that way if we let them, which we could stop them if we join the ranks of the GG army. No, and it got me to thinking, man, there's still a system out there that is not into this BS yet, not entirely. I'm sure it'll happen, but as of right now, it's almost like a safe haven for gamers. Mm-hmm. I think I even posted it. It was like, is the Nintendo Switch the last, the last of a generation of systems where it's not tainted? Well, I mean, make no mistake, it will be, because EA is going to publish on it, and other companies. I believe there are games already that have microtransactions. Of one of the sport games,
NBA 2K.
There you go. So, but still, it was not as bad as thinking of, man, I will never get a game from this publisher, anymore. To me, this publisher died, along with a big chunk of titles that come from them. So I was like, screw it. You know what? I'm doing it. I found myself at Best Buy. I went for it. I got Super Mario Odyssey and Zelda.
Nice.
I'm in the middle of Zelda right now.
How is it?
Well,
I guess
let me tell you
Odyssey.
Odyssey. Although I wouldn't consider it a perfect game, mm-hmm. It is a real good Mario game.
Yeah?
It is a real good platformer. It's like, I was wondering, what is it about it that have everybody raving about so highly? Mm-hmm. And because I have to admit, there was some of the areas that look kind of silly, like that New Dawn City. Yeah. It was kind of like, oh man, where are they going? Are they going Sonic 2006 on this?
Oh, Jesus.
And I did not like the fact of seeing like Mario being the cartoony character along with like real normally formed humans around. It kind of looked a little outrageous. But then I realized, okay, this game is as if someone was very hyped up on mushrooms and just decided to, any idea that came on their head, that's going to be a realm. So it's going to have, let's make a realm of cooking. Sure, yeah, realm dedicated to cooking. Let's make a realm where it's it's I can't think of it. They're crazy. They're crazy. Wow. There was one where there was a wedding dress, like a wedding gown, because apparently that's the
so the
thing
whole
of
level
the story.
Of the wedding, what it was a
no, it was like an underwater level, but they worship in this wedding gown. Yeah. Let's put it this way. Spoilers. Bowser's kidnapped Princess Peach, and he's intended to marry her for whatever reason. Everything they need for their wedding, it's a realm that they can go, that you could go into and get something from it. Almost. I forgot what it was that you get from New Donk City, but the thing is, it's kind of kooky, kind of crazy, kind of out there. Of course, you're not gonna expect any any semblance of logic in this world. It's just, hey, wouldn't it be cool if you could do this? Like when you possess the different critters, most of them you can possess them, and it's really, really fun to do that and discover what they could do, And the boss fights are fun. They're not like incredibly hard or anything like that, I tell you, I was able to beat in a week of playing hardcore on it. I pretty much somehow was able to put in excess of probably 2-3 hours every day.
Well, it's handheld. Were you using it in handheld mode, or
I tried both.
Both. Okay.
It works both. It works well on both. Okay. Now Zelda, I wouldn't say it works super well on handheld because it does work and it looks good and all, and it looks sharper also because of the screen. But the text is so tiny that I find myself like doing this, where I have to like try to get the switch, like put it back.
For the record, people listening, he's trying to focus and put it closer.
It is incredibly hard. But and I don't remember having that problem when I was playing Super Mario Odyssey. The hardware itself, it's a mixed bag. It feels good when you're holding it, but it's one of those things where one fall is probably done, and it's probably done for. It's
definitely not a 2DS. In other words,
no, exactly. It's not going to be a 3DS, a 2DS. It's quite weighty, so it feels good when you're holding it. But if you drop it for some reason,
that's good. Have to, the point is not to drop it.
No, of course. But it's also marketed towards kids, which are going to drop it for the most part.
True. Well, for that, they should probably not go handheld mode. leave that bad boy plugged in.
That's the deal. That's another thing. And I realize this has been said before on reviews from Lord, but this is our original. Review,
definitely. None of us here has it. So.
No.
Except for now.
Yeah, the controls feels really good. That dock is very light, and it's another one of those things when you put in the console on it, you could almost hear the plastic like against
Scraping it?
Like,
wow.
Yeah, okay. It's not a good feel. I mean, it's not that it goes tight or anything like that. It's just the fact that, hey, maybe some neoprene would have gone a long way here. You couldn't have spent a little bit on that material, just a little bit, and it probably would have made it snuggier, because when you put it, the other problem is that it's loose. So, I mean, not that you're going to be waving the console or anything like that, but you can see it like tilting a little bit, like clack, 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 clack. So it's not, and of course it's meant to be like that so that you can pick it up easily and just continue on your way, which is incredibly satisfying to do. It turns out
the click,
the clicks on the things are they're good because they click and they also hear a sound, the clicking sound from the logo.
Oh, okay.
And you just grab it and you just continue, and that is flawless.
Nice.
So yeah, this Switch. I think it needs another revision. I would say maybe I will give it. My main concern with it is that it feels like I could leave a save at any point, and there goes everything. there's no backup save to the cloud. There's no backing up saves to a, making a copy of your save to another thing. Luckily, I haven't had to buy the SD card just yet. But you know that if you want to download games, you're gonna have to, because it only has 32 gigabytes of internal memory, and of the 32, it's like
26
it only leaves you with
like
25 or 26. Yeah. So yeah. But going back to Super Mario Odyssey, yeah, you're gonna have to play that game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That needs to be one. And in Zelda, I started semi-recent. I think I have a few hours in, and it feels. I mean, it's definitely the strongest Zelda, the most challenging Zelda that I've played, because it basically does the Skyrim thing of, hey, welcome to the world. Now you have your objective here, but you're not gonna be guided in any way whatsoever. See, I don't know how you receive that, because you're not a fan of open. You're not a fan of open world.
Well, I mean, obviously, I've warmed up to them a little bit, but not the ones that just kind of let you go. And for instance, going back to The Witcher, I mean, yes, there's a million things you can do, but there is a focus, and it almost says, hey, you kind of want to go there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You can go anywhere you want, but yeah.
And it does that. To be fair, it does that. But like the map doesn't give you the map is a blank slate. It just shows you the area. If you look at the distance and you see something that you want to explore because you caught it with your eye, then you mark it so that the map will show you, and you put an icon, a specific icon, whatever it is. For example, I wanted to know that this area in this place is like a hunting ground because I need raw meat. So I will mark it with like a bow and arrow. Signifies, okay, that's my hunting ground. Otherwise, it's not like an Assassin's Creed or your typical open world game where it'll give you the icons of, oh, you're gonna want to do this and do this. You're gonna want to go here and collect, whatever. It's not gonna give you none of that. It's as open world as you can. Now the cool thing is that it also gives you a lot of, this freedom. It gives you good freedom also. Where what I mean by that is, it looks like you can pretty much go anywhere you can see and climb anything. I mean, you have a grip meter, so of course but maybe if you stat with a lot of stamina, you'll probably be able to reach whatever's on the top. There was a section where I had to go into a cold area, and the cold actually damaged. Link starts freezing and you're taking damage. So the idea was that I had to somehow get this person to give me a coat, or I can just cook a lot of spicy food and eat the spicy food, and that will give me a timer depending on how good my cooking was. I got like an 8-minute timer if I want to go to a shrine that is up there, and it felt it was good, but at the same time it felt like, man, probably I shouldn't be doing this, or maybe I don't know if this is what the game wants me to do, or if I'm just breaking it by doing this because I have this freedom, But hey, I got it without having to get the code. And now I'm thinking, well, shoot, there's probably going to be some areas that I'm going to need that code. And I completely skipped it because I decided to pepper my way to the cold shrine. But anyway, it is really good. I'm too early to give you that game's going to take me a while.
I can imagine.
Real long freaking while,
I can imagine.
Yeah. Playing with the system, though, has been fun. I haven't touched anything else since I bought it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I haven't done anything. No PC, no PlayStation 4, no. So, yeah. Maybe the Switch, bro.
Oh, no. I think that's pretty on the money.
Seth,
obviously.
You were absolutely right, Seth. You have been vindicated, brother.
And happy level
and happy birthday. This is my gift to you.
Oh, man. I think I've been kind of the same as you in the sense that for some reason, I remember, I think I messaged you the other day, and I was like, my wife had to do homework. So she was like, so I had to live her into myself, and I can play anything I wanted. But I think I've just been so disheartened from what's been going on that I didn't want to put anything in. I was just like,
what a sad state of affairs.
It was just like, oh man, it's just it's. I told you, I even say I blame EA, man. I blame EA because I'm like, I don't know what it is. I feel like I can't play anything.
Yeah.
That said, I did play a couple things. But first, I want to go into some of these movies that I've seen, which I've seen two. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man Tales, No Tales.
Oh, wait, is this the last one?
The most, yes.
Oh, boy.
Number 5. Okay.
How does it fit in the canon of the Pirates of the Caribbean?
Oh, jeez. First off,
is this the Crystal Skull?
This
of
is
the movies?
You know what?
Was it the Crystal Skull?
No, I would say the Crystal Skull was the last one, which I forgot what the name of it was. On Stranger Tides was number 4. That would have called the Crystal Skull because. But this way, I forgot so many of the characters. I had to look up. I was like, I don't remember what even happened in that movie. Nothing, dude. I remember zilch of what the hell happened.
Was it called that? The movie the Tomb. I was gonna say the Tomb Raider.
Oh, Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones movie, was it called the Crystal Skull? Or am
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull? Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought I was confusing with the drink with the liquor.
No.
No. You know the one I'm talking about, right? Yeah. Comes with the Crystal Skull. So
no, not that. Oh. But anyway, so this one here, I'll go quickly through it. The pluses are the villain.
Oh, okay.
And I'm always a fan of the villain. I'm always a fan of the villain who makes things interesting, who can actually be like scary.
Yeah.
Javier Bardem, awesome freaking job. Let me tell you, the way they designed him and everything. It looks like they put more money in this one. That on Stranger Tides, which was the 4th part. Looks like they cut that budget, dude. They were like,
wow.
We're
straight to video version.
Yeah, and I was like, you can see it in every little thing they did. I was like, this is, and then after watching the first 3 where they spent God knows how much money, you could just see it. Here, they put a little bit more money into it, and I was like, okay, I see what's going on there. But they made him look really cool. He was like just a menacing dude, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Very fearful. That's the solid plus, bro. That's pretty much it.
If you want to see a movie with a great villain,
but not much else. First off, Jack Sparrow feels like a side character here.
Oh, really?
Which he should be at this point because he's not even funny anymore. You know what I mean? He's just it's almost like he's overdoing the role. I mean, the very first one, hands down, the first Pirates of the Caribbean, the best one.
I probably should just see that one.
Just see that one, yeah. Because there was no. How do I say? From that one, there was no actual intention, I think, to make another one.
Oh, okay. There you
so
go. Then,
that doesn't leave you with anything thinking that there would be. 2 and 3 are literally connected. It's almost like
Back to the Future 2 and 3.
Well, I was going to say The Matrix 2 and 3.
Oh, yeah.
Where one ends is like to be continued, like mother. Same exact thing with 2 and 3. So anyway, yeah, wasted. There's characters that they pulled in from the old ones. You're like, why are they even here? You know. And then it was just no good. It was just yeah. They had good moments, and you can see there was more money involved.
Yeah.
And there were some humorous moments. There was this guillotine moment, dude, that actually had me like, oh, Jesus. You know what I mean?
That it was disgusting?
No, it was just, it was one of those like, yeah, because I guess I can explain. It's not really a big deal, but imagine that you know what a guillotine is, right? The head chopper?
Yeah.
So it was breaking, and it was high up on this thing where they will also hang people, right? So when it broke, it would spin around like this. So as it's spinning, and a certain person's still attached to it, it'll go up, and it comes like as it comes up, the blade comes down close to the head. But then since it's spinning, it will back away.
Oh, wow.
But the way the camera, it's well done. It's really a well done scene. The way the camera's placed is right there. So all you're doing is seeing the blade go up and down.
Oh, shoot.
Because it's spinning around with them.
Nice.
And every time you're like, oh!
So you're like, oh,
yeah, like, it was. Of course, nothing's gonna happen, but man, did it look real? I was like, damn. So anyway, Pirates of the Caribbean, don't bother.
Pirates of the Caribbean, then last one.
Yeah, don't bother. Atomic Blonde, I also saw.
Oh,
yes, with Charlize Theron. She played. I think we labeled her early on like the female. Oh gosh, what is this guy with Keanu Reeves? John Wick.
John Wick. Oh, the female John Wick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's the Tommy
okay.
boy. Yeah. And while it's a different thing because it's a different thing.
Wait, isn't the female John Wick? Wouldn't that be Uma Thurman in Kill Bill?
Actually, you know what? It fits more the bill than this one does.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
It's not a bad movie. It's a little confusing. Like I'm about halfway through the movie, and I was like,
wait, did you started watching it? You stopped in the middle?
No. I'm saying about the halfway point. I was like, I don't really know
what's happening.
What's going on here. There's characters. They're trying to betray each other, I think. So it was one of those things I was like really confused, and I was like, okay. But from the second half on, whoa, does it go? It goes into some serious fighting, you know what I mean?
Oh.
And it's rough, just like Wick, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but more hand to hand, you know what I mean? I'm like, man,
the fighting. I mean,
it looked,
that was Wick. Wick was all hand to hand. That was shooting.
There's a lot of shooting. There's
a lot of shooting. But those hand to hand look like okay. There's no spectacle here except for the fact that it looks so realistic that is the spectacle.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost like this really can happen.
I mean, someone can actually wrestle this moves, kick somebody's ass.
Well, very similar to that. I mean, it looks, the cameras are right there. There's no shaky cam where you can't really tell what's going on.
I hate those fights.
Yeah, I hate that. This you can see. She's doing everything on there. And it looked really good. I do recommend it.
That one, okay.
I think I might have to watch it again just so I can understand, what's going on. I'm like, by the end, I kind of got it, but I was like, maybe I need to rewatch
it. The end?
Exactly.
The fake credits?
Oh my God, it's raw, but they didn't explain anything. No. I do recommend it.
Atomic Blonde.
Yeah, don't look away.
Yeah.
I think there was a couple times I kind of looked away from it. Yeah, and I kind of messed up on there. Games that I played that I finally I was like, you know what the heck with it? I got to play something.
Oh, okay.
I played Warframe, dude.
Oh,
yes.
Snap.
I played Warframe.
Dude, I posted that thing on, and that was an opinion from someone in Kotaku, I think.
Yeah.
They were like, "Is Warframe the perfect game?" And suddenly it's like a bunch of people came in like, yeah, of course it is. Like out of the woods.
I was like, and then of course they're showing off their Warframes and everything. I'm going, what the hell? How do I not know about this? So I downloaded it, and then I joined Gilberto and Wolfslame. I forgot his real name. Anyway, so the two other people that was with him, Luna, I think is another guy. Anyway, we joined it and we did sort of like a mission and all this. Dude,
you would do low level.
I was very low level. They took me to a high level place where I was shooting and was doing nothing. It was just like I'm just here, just pretending, and I'm dodging whatever and just shooting whatever, nothing. There's it's bouncing off of them. That said, I went from level 2 to level 8, in one fell swoop. So,
nice.
But then I went back to
were power leveling you.
Yeah, which is good because I went back to my normal missions and I was kind of breezing through it.
Yeah,
dude, I cannot believe how gorgeous this game looks, man. Let me tell you, okay? Let me tell you how I just can't. And the funniest thing, here's the deal, I kept saying it, and I realized that it's an insult because I kept going, man, this is just like Destiny. You know what I mean? And I realized, no, Destiny is just like Warframe. And I'm going, man, this is. I mean, it looks good.
Yeah.
There's a lot to do, dude. I went through the stuff that you could do. There is a buttload of stuff to do. I'm going, this is way more jam-packed with content, you know what I mean? And by the way, this is free. I just downloaded it, and it's you can pay for stuff. There's packs, which I'm considering doing, you know what I mean? Because I'm going, this already looks really, really good. You know what I'm saying? I got
there's a game here.
Yeah, there's a real game here.
Yeah, there's a reason for it to have the free to play and whatever. Yeah,
and their systems, dude. They are systems upon systems.
Oh, I heard that. Yeah, I heard that it was. You will never. You will not be able to grasp everything on just a few playthroughs.
Yeah, and I can tell you right now, it may be a tenth of it. I understand. That said,
the evil line of console,
pretty much. That said, I do get certain things, how you level up or buy certain weapons and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, I'm understanding how you get to this, the mods that you can put on and all that. So when I saw these guys, it was ridiculous. That was like the freshborn Warframe, and I'm standing next to these guys who look like
you were awakened at the
gods.
Matrix.
Yeah,
exactly. Outside the Matrix.
Exactly. I'm Neo just waking up, and here's Morpheus and Trinity, and just beating ass everywhere, and I'm just like.
The Matrix Destiny was our Matrix.
I'm sitting there in the corner going, I know Kung Fu. And then Gilberto's like, show me. Oh man. So I can't, it's a great game. I cannot, everybody should just down. Yeah. It's so good. God, I cannot believe how good it is. And I was telling Gilberto, I was like, look at the frame rate on this. I was like, where is Dream Twister? Right?
They did 60 on it?
Oh, I don't know, but it looks like it. It looks and feels very fluid. I'm like, whoa. I don't have a way of testing or anything like that, but
no, but in the field, you could just
it looks fluid. Yeah, dude. It was like this is some. I mean, here's a couple things. You have it's. I mean, again, I hate to use that as comparison, but if you know Destiny, then you kind of know what's involved here. But differences. You can get when you're in your ship. You're in your ship. You can walk around your ship, you know what I mean, and do stuff in the ship.
Your ship is not just something to
show. Yeah, exactly. When it's the little things. When you're flying to your next mission, and you know how the ships are just kind of standing there, and just kind of waiting, and then because it's loading, and then it goes whatever. As you're standing there, you can go like this, and there you go left and right, around. And it looks good, dude. I'm like, it's all the little things that they put into it. I'm like, man, guys, seriously.
I told you there was one Shadow spoke about this game
all the time and
before, and I told you one of the things that pissed me off about it was I loaded it on PC, I created my account, and then I just started fooling around because of course I didn't know what I was doing. When I was like ready to let me be serious about it, let me start playing, it wouldn't let me create another character. It wouldn't let me delete my character so that I can actually have. I was stuck, kind of like I told you that Hearthstone did. If you fool around on the tutorial, you never get to do the tutorials again. And now I'm like, well, fuck. How do I do anything? I don't remember. I wanna start playing for real now.
Well, I guess that's. I mean, both of those. If you think about both that you just mentioned are free to play. You know what I mean? So it is like, okay. You know what I mean? It's not. I guess maybe if you put something into it, then they
probably don't want you to. Oh, you spend money and you delete your character, and now you lose. Everything.
Yeah,
it's probably that. Yeah. Which I understand, but there has to be a more elegant way. I mean, I'll download it on PlayStation 4 because now I know that I can. I'll know not to mess around. But
I mean, make sure which one you select is the one you're going to go with.
Yeah, right? Exactly. Now, can you? I'm sure you could, and can you buy extra slots, like if you want to create another character?
That I don't know. I've been looking into because there's so many things that you can, so many different packs and stuff that you can buy. I don't know if that's included on any of them.
It probably is. Someone will tell us.
So Gilberto will most likely hear this and let us know. Yeah. So definitely recommend that.
Yeah.
Last game I've been playing is...
So to have a hub on not knowing what to play, you certainly play a lot. It's like you were overcompensating.
Yeah, you can say that. That, and you can also say, these are normally not games that I would play. I normally don't even touch free-to-play. You know what I mean? Just because of, the underlying,
Hashtag sarcastic thing, PA. You had let us to discover new games that we would not consider.
That we would never consider because...
Thanks for your crap.
Yes. Animal Crossing Pocket
Camp. Oh, yes. I saw you guys talking about that. I was like, I cannot believe it.
Yes.
This is going to be another Pokemon Go.
Yes. Well, yes. Yes. Yeah. I'm truly digging it, bro. If anybody's ever played any of the Animal Crossing, you already know what this is. But you're in a camp. and campsite. So you're building up your tents and stuff like that. You're meeting new animals, inviting them to your camp, and each time you level up, you gain stuff. You can gain materials to build new things. Now I spend so much time just rearranging my area just so I can fit new stuff in. And, it works really well. I heard on an article somewhere that they were having problems with the server issues, and I've yet to run into a problem. I mean, I've never not been able to log in. The only time I was able not to log in is at work because of the work Wi-Fi. But I turn the work Wi-Fi off and I'm in. So
yeah, I've heard. I read Nintendo apologizing for some connectivity issues. Probably. I mean, have you been playing it since day one, or did you discover
the day that it was available? I was like, whoop, downloaded and started.
So maybe there's some peak hours that
it could be that.
Yeah.
So apparently they're looking into it. Other than that, like I said, it's a pretty cool little handheld game. It's on iOS and Android, of course. It is free to play, of course.
Cool.
I'm already set as inside a good $10, maybe $15, so I'm probably going to put it into it.
Nice.
Just to
Hey, that's to support the
developer.
Exactly. This game is actually free.
And
so
I want to give money to it.
Have, exactly.
I'm okay with it. Same thing with
Who
Warframe.
would have known? Who would have known that was the way to go?
I tell you.
Some companies, they just want to double ding on you.
Can you imagine? Hate to bring back Battlefront to the front to the
battle to the front
to the front.
I see what you did there.
Imagine if that game was free to play.
Imagine if it was. Imagine if it was.
Would that not have solved the entire issue at the get-go? I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
What I mean?
Exactly. I mean, it probably still would have had a mediocre campaign, but
yes,
still,
hey, it's free to play. Yeah, who cares?
Yes, but yeah,
what a concept.
It's good idea.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to go into some news items. Not too much going on, of course, since it is Thanksgiving week, but there's some...
and in the United States and territories, it is.
Of course.
But if you're listening from Belgium, it's probably a regular day.
It's a regular Thursday.
It's President's Day over there.
I'm sure they line up something for that. Well, the Americans are celebrating. We got to put something here.
E3 Day!
Yeah, there you go.
The day where you whack your neighbor.
Oh, damn.
For no particular reason.
Xbox games with gold for December have been announced. And they are as follows. Xbox One gets Warhammer N times. Vermintide? Vermintide, yeah. For the whole month. From December 16th through January 15th, Xbox Live Gold subscribers will get Telltale's Back to the Future, the game, 30th Anniversary Edition, comprising all 5 episodes of the series that originally launched back in 2010 and 2011.
That was not a good Telltale game, honestly.
That was bad Telltale at that time.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. We'll see if it aged well. Probably not. For the 360, and these games, of course, are always backwards compatible, the offerings are Child of Eden, and the last one is Mask of Death.
Mask of Death.
Do we know any of these titles? Have you heard of these?
No, but when have Xbox ever offered something that's a game that people care about?
I don't know. Yeah,
that's harsh. Honestly, no, I don't know these games. I'm Vermintide.
I'm sorry. The name is the second name. See, I don't even know. This is how bad it. Child of Eden is a trippy rhythm action game from the Rez creator Tetsuya Mizaguchi. And then Marlowe Briggs and the Mask of Death, that's the full name, I'm sorry.
Oh, there you go.
Is a hack and slash adventure from back in 2013. So yeah. Enjoy that, Xbox guys. Better luck next month.
We haven't heard anything for PS
for Sony. No, not yet. Normally, because it won't probably. What's today? It probably won't come out until the following week because they do every Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. The first Wednesday, which is not like 2 weeks from now, from December. So.
What was this week? This month?
What do you mean?
Where were the games? Which game came out?
Because I think I either had them or was not interested. Yeah, one of the two.
We probably had them. So I just want to get Battlefront 2 news out of the way. I know people are sick to,
already
listening
do it,
to
bro.
it.
Do it.
But you guys know that before it was finally released, they decided to take away microtransactions and all that. Not microtransactions, sorry.
Yeah,
sales. The sale of microtransactions. You still have the loot boxes, but you couldn't buy into them. But that was temporary. That's going to continue. Anyway, ever since then, this week we have been hearing from several government agents, officials from different parts of the world. Converging into the discussion of if this are loot boxes, effectively gambling. Yeah, are you? So we had a statement early this week from the Belgium Gambling Commission, the Australian-based Victorian Commission for Gambling and Liquor, and most recently the state of Hawaii, which. They had a video where it was a very strong case. We're not looking. Listen, the last thing we want is government
gaming, yeah,
or I should say, U.S. government
any government,
regulation.
Yeah.
I say U.S. because in UK the
laws U.S. because it affects us here in the U.S.
No. But I mean, like in UK, their laws for the most part they have been generally a lot more consumer friendly than the corporation based decisions that get done here in the States. Net neutrality says hello. So that's why I say, particularly, especially in the U.S. when corporations try to take advantage of stuff like that, the regulation that they give over here is not super well. Anyway,
yeah, it's a capitalist country. So.
Yeah. So but that said, they were bringing they were basically saying, hey, this are basically our children marketed slot machines that we're in that these corporations are selling them, and a lot more things that I'm not gonna get into because I subscribe to the notion that I don't think loot boxes are gambling, but it's because we're defining with a very technical term. The spirit of it, I personally, this is my opinion, I feel like it's gambling. In a spiritual sense, that you still don't know what the outcome will be, and regardless of, you get something, but you're not getting what you're shooting for, and therefore it always feels like it's a game of chance, basically, But I realize that that's not the popular. The popular definition of it. So.
Correct. I mean, I sit on the other side, thinking that it's not technically. Because of that, because again, you are getting something. You're not walking away with nothing, and I think that's the fine line that will probably keep coming up on if this ever goes to, into some sort of court battle. That's the fine line that they're constantly going to. This is the line. The line is you still walk away with something. You're not walking away with anything.
Yeah.
And somebody else, I think I mentioned this before, but somebody else had mentioned the example of those little quarter things that you would go into like stores and you put a quarter and you turn the thing and you're trying to get the little Spider-Man
the capsule
thing.
Box. Yeah,
very similar. You're trying to get probably the one you want, but you don't know. You just put it in there.
Yeah,
and those were literally for kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
but you don't see
adults
them,
weren't doing those.
You don't see. You see them post. You see them there. And I guess there's an argument that you don't have constantly preying on children. It's like, hey, put a quarter in me, hey. Guess what? You can have what this kid has now. Hey. We have a system where we're going to pair you with another child that has gotten the spider that you want to get.
Oh no, well that's a whole different thing. Yeah, that's a whole different.
That's kind of like the point. It's like, it's not directly, but the predatory way that you're
no,
doing
don't get me wrong. Like I said, it's not. It's definitely not the way that they're going around it. This is not in any way a defense of it. Of course, I'm not defending it at all. I'm just saying that when it comes to legal battle, it's always that little tiny line where people go, this is where it is.
The loophole that we can take advantage of. And,
I would rather be prepared for it not to happen than for it to suddenly go. It would be great if they can say, hey, none of this loot box rat. But that said, that can also affect games such as Overwatch, which quite literally,
I wouldn't mind if they did like in China where you have to disclose the odds.
Oh yeah.
As long as they're what you're getting in, into, not going completely blind. I'm fine with. I'm okay with that. It's just I know our government wouldn't be able to do this proper.
Hell no. The funny thing about that though, if you have to disclose the odds, now you're looking at this is gambling because
exactly. And hence the reason.
Exactly.
Hence the reason is
that almost proves that it is gambling because it's like, well, you have to disclose
the whole argument.
I know. It's a fine line, dude. It's a fine line.
Yeah. I think it's more on the in the state of Hawaii actually describe it as such. They say, dude, gotta stop this predatory practices, and it's like, isn't that what I was saying last week? So all this to say that the UK is adding up to the list of countries that are looking into the possibility. Right now, according to the Gambling Commission, loot boxes currently do not meet the classification of gambling as laid out by parliamentary law because they do not pay out a direct currency. So you're not getting actual money, therefore it's not, So, and they continue, a key factor in deciding if that line has been crossed is whether in-game items acquired via game of chance can be considered money or money's worth, the statement reads. In practical terms, this means that where in-game items obtained via loot boxes are confined for use within the game and cannot be cashed out, then it is unlikely they'll be caught as a licensable gambling activity. Yeah. So they're looking into basically trying to determine where the line is, basically. Because that's true. If I get a helmet, a new helmet, that's not the way it works. Because who knows and who cares nowadays how the loot actually works in Battlefront. But let's say I get, a
new gun or something.
A new gun or whatever, I can't sell that gun. Now, there are games where you could do that. There are games that you could actually, sell your stuff for real, for real money. And it makes me think of games like EVE Online, for example, where there is actually a monetary value tied to a lot of the things you own on that game. And the reason why you probably don't see loot boxes there because now it could be considered gambling.
Definitely, yeah.
Anyway, this is all kind of it's new territory. As always, it happens when something
new comes
in. Like the old definition of something cannot fit the way that society lives nowadays. So maybe there could be a way of altering that definition so that it includes, digital goods and stuff like that. It's just gonna depend on the body, on the body that does it. If it's gonna end up being the government defining this for us, then I think we're in more trouble.
Yeah, exactly. I definitely don't want that. Yeah. I want you to keep on this since we're already on that. You had another piece regarding Battlefront.
Yes, I did, and I am going to find. Well, actually, can I say this one because I found this one hilarious? It's also obviously Battlefront 2 related, but players have been building robots or using rubber bands to grind for credits. So
nice.
They couldn't even watch out for that. Yeah. Putting two rubber bands together because the stupid thing in the game is that it's not even so much your skill that it gets measured. It's the time that you've been playing. Yeah. So there's a lot of cases of there's a lot of cases of AFK. Where as long as the controller is registering input, it means that you're there. And
whether you're just running into a wall.
Exactly. A lot of people are farming credits like that. So they couldn't even. Oh my God, this game is such a mess. Help me out here because I'm trying to find out what the other Star Wars thing was.
The UK one, the sales.
Oh yeah, speaking of the UK,
Yeah.
actually, I didn't remember that one because that was early this week. It came out actually right after. I think it was maybe a day after we after our last podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But wow,
I was saying,
that makes a huge difference, doesn't it?
Well, you're not in front of it.
We're gonna have that's okay. Level later, we'll take care of that. The Star Wars Battlefront II UK sales are down 60% compared to the Star Wars Battlefront, the original one, after its bungle launch week.
60%.
So good job, gamers.
Good job.
This is what I'm
Well
talking
done.
about.
Yeah.
When you spread the word out, when you speak with your wallet, they have to listen. You know.
Yes, I this is exactly.
These are right
Yeah,
steps. This is
this
not
is
a
exactly,
victory.
yeah.
This is not one battle or anything like that. This is stuff
is-
like this
yeah.
comes on the media. They're gonna see it.
Keep in mind, first off, to put that into perspective. First off, generally they've been seeing roughly between a 20 to 30% drop on retail at store sales dropping anyway.
Yeah.
So a little bit of that has to do with people just buying stuff digitally. Okay.
Yeah.
Such a large drop, and also on top of that, this is UK. So chances are, it reflects very similarly over here. One would assume. That all said, yes, this is people speaking with their wallets, and it's about freaking time. It's about time. I also want to point out that I'm a little curious to know if this is because we know about this. This has gotten to the story of Battlefront 2 and all this and the issues with it has gone as far as CNN. Okay, so it's out there. You know what I mean? It's not just it's not just gaming sites and all this. It is out there. People know about it. So I'm glad that's out there, and I'm glad it got out there. You know what I mean? And obviously, it so far is impacting, and we'll see what the final outcome will be. But
and finally to say, and this is not on the news or anywhere like that, but I am very upset at this. EA, obviously, as if you wouldn't expect this, is lying to you on the way they're marketed this single player campaign to be. And of course, I won't go into spoilers or anything like that, but I will say this was very extremely misguided, I would say. And because of that, I am pissed off at them, and you shouldn't even bother renting this game.
True, and I would go on the record and not to point fingers at them as well, but a little bit of this has to be. You got to look at DICE as well. So, like,
definitely.
Involved with issues like this a little bit too much. So that so that's I want to
a little bit. Did you say a little bit involved?
No, not a little bit. I'm saying I want to make sure. I want to make sure.
Oh that it gets clear. No. This If let's say this game wouldn't have that loot boxes thing at all, and I would have played this campaign, I would have gone out of this campaign after what I found out, I would have been extremely disappointed.
Yeah, exactly,
This game wouldn't have gone any. It still would have been a mediocre game.
Absolutely. Last week you had Dream Twister. You had mentioned CD Projekt Red going on record, stating, or not stating specifically, but kind of hinting at possibly considering games as a service for Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh yeah,
pretty good gaming. Did a video on it. Thinking about what it's going to be and what's what could this entail, and basically stating their fears, like, oh man, has this gotten to CD Projekt Red now? One of the last havens of gaming, developer culture. And so CD Projekt Red, without wasting any time, tweeted back at Pretty Good Game by saying, "Worry not. When thinking of Cyberpunk 2077, think nothing less than The Witcher 3. Huge single-player, open-world, story-driven RPG. No hidden catch. You get what you pay for. No bullshit. Just honest gaming like The Wild Hunt. We leave the greed to others."
Ooh,
and that was quite the mic drop right there.
Boom!
That was a tweet, and CD Projekt Red being probably some of the best guys out there,
Yeah.
followed up with that and sent an actual email to what is this? Pretty Good Gaming, all right, which they went in turn and made a video out of as well. But they had it up on the screen, so I have actually the letter here, which they sent to them. And it states, "Hi, reaching out in addition to the tweet we just sent your way. We want to be transparent towards everyone, gamers and investors alike. And while we never want to do any harm to the way we communicate with gamers, we have to talk to investors preferably in their own language because we're a public company. During these investor chats, our focus naturally gravitates towards financial issues, but nothing ever changes in our approach towards gamers. We are fully aware that our gamer-centric thinking about development is what allowed us to grow as a studio, and that gamers are the force of nature propelling us forward."
No kidding.
Yes. Thanks for the care you show by creating your video, but please do not be afraid. There is no need to remind us not to be greedy because changing this industry for the better has been a part of our soul for the last decade, if not more. Regarding Cyberpunk 2077, please be patient. It will be ready when it's done, and we are sure as hell won't release it. And we sure as hell won't release it, quote, because a fiscal year is ending, unquote.
Wow. It's like, I love this guy.
I know.
It's like the most like, take the glove off your hand and just slap your hand with it. And just put it back. Put back their monocle. And
I love the fact that
God.
there's no specific. We all know who they're referring to, but there's no specific person they're referring to. 1, 2. I love the fact that they didn't just leave it on the tweet. The tweet was honestly they could have, and that kind of dispelled everything that
when you drop the mic. That's what you do.
Correct.
You don't continue.
But they followed up with a letter to them, and I mean, it says everything you want to hear, and he, they're right. When you're speaking to your investors, because they are a public company, so when you're speaking to them, you kind of have to speak their language.
Yeah.
You kind of have to tell them what they want to hear. You know what I mean? Because guess what? They're investing. You know what I mean? So in order to keep them investing, they have to see what's going on.
So do we.
We
also invest.
Yes, exactly.
And it's good to see that their priorities are straight.
Correct. I wanted to bring that up. It was a great follow up to them. To that possibility.
CD Projekt Red is my new Valve, and Valve is going the way of EA almost. I'm not really liking them a lot, but that's otro 20 pesos.
So that's that. I just wanted to.
So I know when Cyberpunk is getting released.
Do you?
Yeah,
it's not this fiscal year apparently.
What is the name of the game?
What is the name of Cyberpunk?
Yeah, the
2077.
Exactly. That's the year where it's gonna come out. It's in the title.
The year of our Lord, 2077.
That's exactly where the game's gonna come out. That's what they're saying. Hey guys, be patient. You want to know Witcher 3? We've been creating Witcher 3 since 1974. So
give us a chance here.
But look how good it was, right? Am I right? So evidently, in a similar vein, there are also saying, "Hey guys, you might want to be patient for Gwent's single-player story campaign." Thornbreaker, because it has been delayed until next year. Sorry,
next year,
I wish it was next week. No, until next year. CD Projekt Red announced that Thornbreaker, its oncoming single-player campaign for Witcher spin-off collectible card game Gwent. Which you super love.
Yes.
Has been delayed into 2018. Now they're not saying exactly when. If it's gonna be fiscal year 20. No, I'm kidding. If it's gonna be fall or if it's gonna be
they just said next year. That's fine.
But they say next year. You know what? When it's done, which I can appreciate. So Thornbreaker, for those who don't know, tells the almost certainly bloodthirsty tale of, is it Meve? Let me see. Meve? Is that a character from the character? Okay. A war veteran queen of two northern realms who embarks on a dark journey of destruction and revenge. as an imminent foreign invasion looms and yada, yada, yada. I'm not going to read their marketing thing. The thing is, Gwent is good. You know, if you like Gwent, you know that you're waiting for the single-player campaign. And, yeah, just wait a little bit longer, guys. It's not going to be 2077 like Cyberpunk, but it's coming around the bench.
My last piece here, we're going into some sales here that are available for Steam. Speaking of Valve, for Steam, we got Steam Autumn sales, and they go live. They're underway right now, and they go through next Tuesday, which is the 28th. And it packs, of course, your usual high percentage discounts on almost 5,000 titles.
It's over 5,000!
It's funny because I never watched that, but I still know where that's from.
It's over 9,000.
There's over 9,000, yeah. Highlighted deals include Middle Earth Shadow of War for $35.99, Dark Souls 3 for $23.99, and Elite Dangerous for $13.49, guys. My goodness. Evil Within 2 drops to $29.99. Star Trek Bridge Crew, which is the virtual reality multiplayer game, down to $29.99. Let me see. I think that's pretty much all I have as far as highlights here. Yep. That's pretty much. Oh, okay. Actually, we do have full franchises. Full franchises are also a part of the bargain. Bethesda Softworks is offering discounts between 50 to 75% on all Fallout series, highlighted by the Fallout Classic Collection, which composes the first 2 PC games, plus the Fallout Tactics Brotherhood of Steel, Fallout New Vegas Ultimate, and all of its DLC. Fallout 3, each game $9.99. So not bad there.
Man, forget that. Get Wolfenstein 2 for PC. It's $30 on Green Man Gaming right now.
There you go.
Yeah. That's a great price for that game.
It is. It is. I got pretty far in that. I'm not done yet. Like I said, I was a little bit, disheartened. It has nothing to do with Wolfenstein, but I put him in there.
You even put Wolfie aside.
I know, I did.
Yeah. Maybe it's not grabbing you as much as you thought.
The funny thing is, I say that, and then when I jump in, I'm like,
yeah,
I'm all into it, but yeah, so that's my last piece there, sir.
The Forza Horizon Studios, Playground Games. I didn't know this. They're actually working on a non-racing game, non-racing.
Good.
They're saying it's going to be an open world RPG.
Jesus Christ!
I have no idea what to expect, but
Horizon Zero Dawn. A Dawn-ish type thing?
Probably because everything is that now.
So
or should be.
We'll call it Vertical One Night.
And you just broke an NDA.
Oh, man.
But what's cool about it is that they're hiring talent from GTA 5, Metal Gear Solid, and Hellblade.
Oh, really? From Ninja Theory, nice.
Yeah. So what does this mean? Who knows? It's kind of cool because I would like to see, just like Horizon Zero Dawn, you have a developer trying something entirely different. There's a chance that you create something amazing.
Yeah, and you have to nurture those things. You know what I mean? And I think that's why I'm excited for these guys. Jesus, what's their name? Not Insomniac, Sucker Punch.
Oh, Sucker Punch, yeah.
Because the same thing. They've been doing Infamous for a while. That's all they've worked on for the last decade or so.
Yeah.
And now they're being given the chance to reach out and do something different. And I'm excited for it because it worked for Guerrilla Games. And who'd have thought? You know what I mean? Yeah. There's a video, which I should really link here at some point, but that kind of goes, it's only like a 12-minute video, but it kind of goes into the development of it. And you have a lot of these guys going, yeah, we weren't sure what we were doing. It was like, because obviously a corridor shooter, so a corridor shooter is very different from an open world. But given the time, given the time to do it, and not rushing, and letting them, really go in and create what they have to create from heart. Obviously they cared about the project, and look what happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So hopefully,
they do. Fantastic world, and
I hope I thought it wasn't it 10 something studios?
Turn 10?
Turn 10. That's not the same people?
Turn 10 and Playground Studios.
Oh, the same?
Ones. Yeah. No, they're not the same. But I think Turn 10 is Turn 10 is Forza. It's the Forza team. And then Playground Studios helps them. And they're the one that I see their name more on the Horizon series.
Oh, okay.
So I guess they're the creative branch there.
Okay, that makes sense.
Don't quote me on any of that.
Well, that's fine. Either way,
it sounds
I
good.
hope, it's a good thing. I mean, they're going to be acquiring studios. It's good that they have that they give their current studios room to work on other stuff. So definitely, that's a good thing.
Yeah. Real quick before we leave for break, my sincere condolences to the people from Gazillion, the developer Gazillion from Marvel Heroes. They were laid off on Thanksgiving Eve.
Jeez.
Just like that. And what's really messed up that is what's really messed up.
Yeah.
But, on top of that, Marvel Heroes was a game that just recently came out to consoles. And if you spend money on it, that's a free-to-play title, a good one also, And if you spend money on it, now people are finding themselves like, okay, what do we do? Because who do we ask a refund for? Because, it's kind of like a messed up situation. I don't know what happened there. I'm sure more information will come off of that. But, it's always sad when, so many, good people lose their job, especially around, it seems to be an ongoing theme. I think it was last year, if not the year before, where also there was another studio that got closed. Like, I forgot if it was Christmas or Thanksgiving weekend. Okay. That's all I have.
Awesome. So we'll be right back, guys, with our hot topic of the week.
Sweet baby Jesus. Wish I could jump in there and roll around in all that cascading white powder. Yeah, just get high on all of life's splendor. God, I love cocaine. So much. Holy fuck knuckles, I am high as a kite right now. Okay, let's paint in a few little happy trees there. Nothing wrong with making friends with trees. Now, what you don't want to do is eat these paints. Trust me on this one. All right, I'm going to whack off again. That's right. That feels good.
All right, guys, we're going to go right into our hot topic of the week.
Hot topic!
Oh, Shadow. We miss you, Shadow. This week's hot topic, guys.
You're expecting me to say, I miss her too.
Oh, no.
You're expecting me to say something. There it is.
There you go. No, seriously.
So the topic of the week is not the same without you.
It's not.
Come back to us.
It's not. For the record.
Then again, we're recording early, so you're probably still sleeping.
You know what? I'll let her say it. I'll let her say it next week.
All right.
Because because I don't want to spoil it for her.
Because reasons.
She may want to actually be the one to bring it up. So anyway,
she has a Switch, and she's playing Mario and beat Mario.
Who? Oh, playing Mario. Oh, that's your secret.
Not anymore.
So games, guys, that we missed out on in 2017. And 2017, let's be real, has been what a freaking year. Highs and lows.
I was going to say, I think I changed my tone because he started really strong.
Yeah, but you can't.
And it petered out into nothingness.
You can't know because it was that happened here at the end. You can't. Say the whole year is
no.
I'm
not. Yeah, no. Like I said, it started really strong, but it
didn't
kind of petered out.
Exactly,
it didn't stick this landing. That's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
So first off,
hashtag thanks EA.
Yes. First off, we're gonna go
hashtag fuck you EA.
Right over. We're gonna go right over to Mr. Gilberto because he has his top games that he missed out on.
Oh yes, I want to hear him out.
All right, stand by real quick.
Hello, everyone over there at the Mouthful Podcast. This is the one, the only Chaos Reaper. Yes, so this week's hot topic. Games we missed in 2017, and honestly, I missed a lot of them. Resident Evil 7, Horizon Zero Dawn, Nier Automata. I did get Destiny 2, but I only I finished the story, and basically that was it, which is really not that long. Same thing with Call of Duty World War II, but I mean, honestly, it's back to its root, but it really doesn't do anything other than that. And even then, I just finished the story. I haven't even finished the story, by the way, which I really should, because I kind of did like the story. Other than that, the reason is I just got life in the way, And usually the games that I do play are big games like, Final Fantasy XIV, Warframe, Overwatch. So either I'm playing with friends and I really can't tackle like single player games, or just too big that require a lot of attention. Like any grind in Warframe or in Final Fantasy takes a long time. So that's the reason why I miss a lot of the games, or I even haven't finished a lot of the games that I already own. Like still I gotta finish Witcher 3 at some point, which I know is gonna take forever. Need for Speed and Doom and Wolfenstein, I have to like restart all over again. And I'm talking about the New Order, not the New Colossus or whatever it is. Which, by the way, it's another game that I missed, is the Wolfenstein New Colossus, which I really want to play because I want to see how bad this difficulty really is. I want to put to the test Dream Twister's word, and I want to try this game for myself, but I just haven't had the chance for it. So yeah, my list for this year's missed game is quite egregious, and I'm just talking about like the big AAA games. I haven't like talked about any of the small or indie, like big game successful games. So yeah, that's it for me. I can't wait to hear what games you guys have missed in the podcast. So that's it for me. Nice short sweet message. Shadow, I'm still gonna harass you. I still need an invite for your clan in Warframe. Because give me something to do, man. I will grind my life away for that clan. Anyways, that aside, guys, have a good weekend. This is Chaos Reaper signing out. GG.
Awesome stuff, Mr. Chaos Reaper.
Thank you for reminding me also one particular one, a game that I missed this, and I didn't put it on my list.
Yeah, it came out at the very beginning of the year.
Yeah,
so
that was Resident Evil 7.
Resident Evil 7. I played that.
It's just I saw the name and I immediately thought of the old Resident Evil. Like, oh yeah, who cares? And no, Resident Evil 7 was fantastic.
Yes, yes, I can definitely
a lot of great accolades.
Absolutely. Yes, I did, by the way, mention Gilberto about the clan over for Warframe, and I'm going to probably join as well since I'm playing Warframe now.
Oh.
And the more I play that, the least likely I'll ever get to this list I'm about to tell you right now. So again, games that we missed out on in 2017. I kind of didn't miss out on a lot of the big ones. For the most part, I don't own a Switch, so two of the biggest ones I did miss out on, obviously Super Mario Odyssey and Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. But I do.
And Mario Rabbids.
Yes, actually.
And Splatoon 2.
I played Splatoon.
And
Splatoon 2 really is not a sequel. So it's just
the title.
Updated. Yeah.
It has the number 2.
Yeah, whatever.
Nintendo's. It is.
Tell your story walking, sir.
Super Mario Kart, Mario Kart 8.
Deluxe.
Yeah. Exactly.
Although I played again 8, so
it is great.
It is great. So I'm gonna start off at the top. At the beginning of the year, basically, I did play Resident Evil, but I did miss out on another game. I can't remember. It's slipping to me now who the developer was, but you'll know. Neo. I missed out on Neo.
Capcom. Capcom's the publisher.
But who's the dev? Is it also
Neo?
Capcom?
I think so.
All right, well,
and if they're not, I apologize. But shame on you.
Hey,
that is that should have been a quintessential. I need to play this game before the end of the year because Neo is amazing. That is Dark Souls. I mean, man, I hate to put it this way in saying like, oh, is the Samurai Dark Souls, but that sounds very reductive. But in reality, is a really good one of those. Mm-hmm. And if you like I like the subject matter, it's like, feudal Japan, and except it's not based in real battles that happen. It is. So I'm thinking of the 2000.
The crab, yeah.
So here's a giant enemy crab from 2006 Sony.
Good stuff.
Anyway, E3. Anyway, Neo. If you get the chance, if you get that on sale or something like that, or a Game of the Year edition or something like that,
I definitely will. I mean, it's on the radar. It never really moved. It just
put it in your ear.
It came out right around the same time where Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah,
that was a must for me. So that one did, and of course I had already gotten Resident Evil at the beginning of the year too. So those were two big flagships that I was like, well, I got this
again, showing how strong the beginning of the year was.
Yes, it was ridiculous.
This year was upside down.
Yeah, exactly.
In more ways than one.
Yes.
Oh, so my beginning game of this year that I missed. See, and you're gonna find out. I'm gonna mention some games that are gonna be a little obscure, with some exceptions.
Yeah.
Reason being is that if I see something that interests me, I'm gonna, like you said, I'm gonna at least try it.
Yes.
I'm
Scratch the surface.
I'm gonna scratch the surface, and sometimes they stick. Sometimes they don't. For unfortunate reasons. But sometimes, on the other times, is that something else comes out, and now I get then my attention sidetracked because super ADD. But Halo Wars 2 is one of the titles that I want to play. I own that game actually, and the reason I haven't started playing it is because I never finished a Halo Wars, and I realized that's a good game that I want to see the story through, through and through before I go into Halo Wars 2. So
yeah, it makes sense.
I'm expecting at some point I'm gonna have the strategy, real time strategy bug, and I'm gonna want to play them, consecutive.
Probably,
Hopefully.
Finish. Are you gonna start the first one again from the beginning?
I'm gonna. Oh, the first. Yeah. I'm gonna have to because
Okay.
I don't remember a lot of the controllers, and I didn't go too deep into it.
Okay.
I feel like I should really start this title with The Witcher 3. Like every year, I should say.
Yes.
The Witcher 3.
The Witcher 3 once again goes not played by Mr.
Don't play,
Santos.
but
here.
someday,
Yeah.
over the rainbow.
I don't believe it. I have a lot of actually small titles that I missed out on, which it's small in the sense that they're little indie type things that I missed. One of them is not so indie, but Thimbleweed Park, which actually came out for Xbox and for actually came out Xbox first, and then it got brought over to PlayStation. Missed out on Thimbleweed Park. It's a little. The only thing about those is kind of it plays kind of a little bit of homage to the old LucasArts type of thing, like Full Throttle and stuff like that. So it has that type of game. I missed out on that, unfortunately. I do want to get into that. I also missed out on Night in the Woods, dude, which, by the way, has been nominated for a Game Award.
Oh, that's right. That's what I heard.
Yeah, and I missed out on that. I definitely want to get on. Make some time to get back to that.
It's never too late. You can still go back and play it.
What?
Night in the Woods.
Oh, yeah. I still have time, too, towards the end of the year. But
yeah.
I have Warframe. Warframe, and I got...
the Fatidio Wolfie.
I have Wolfenstein I got to finish. I'm right at the end. I mean, I might as well just go back and just finish it.
Get it out. Get out of the way so you don't feel guilty. Funny that you mentioned, actually, Full Throttle Remastered is another title that came out this year I wanted to play. To be real, I haven't bought it even when I've seen it on sale because most likely I won't, play it. And it's only because I've already finished it when it came out originally, like back in
the 90s
sometime in the mid 90s. Actually, I think it might have been early. It might have been 2000. Who knows? But and it's sad. I mean, that game is great.
Yeah,
that is a cool story. That is an excellent title. I will recommend it if you get a chance. Ease is a series of games that I'm actually very interested in. I'm a big fan.
Spelled Y-S.
Yes, spelled the one that's spelled just Y-S. And is pronounced ease instead of wise because why?
Because why would you say that?
Because sometimes why?
Yeah, exactly.
So that had a new title recently called Ease Origins, which is by the title you can tell it's a prequel. Mm-hmm. Or is it? I don't know why.
Something.
Anyway, yeah,
it's going into the beginning of something.
That game plays with time travel and sometimes. Anyway, it's a really cool little series, and that came out on the Vita, which I realized I'm never gonna play in the freaking Vita because why would I?
It may.
I don't own a Vita.
I think it may come over to because a lot of those titles are making their way over to PlayStation 4.
Yes. It might just very well be on PlayStation 4 already. Or on Steam. If I see it on Steam, I'll play it. I actually remember, I think it was at the end of 2013, in December, I played the remakes of Ease 1 and 2, and it was great. I had such a good time with them. I played them back to back. It's it's a game with an excellent soundtrack. Those games always have excellent soundtrack, and it's a real throwback to classic, JRPG action game. Kind of like Zelda was. So yeah, that's one. That's one of them. Wonder Boy, The Dragon's Trap.
Yeah, that's another one. Little indie title.
That game looks gorgeous, like capital G, gorgeous. It was. My understanding is that this is a remake of Wonder Boy 3, The Dragon's Trap, for the Sega Master System. So you can imagine how old it is. One of my favorite games of that era. Always because of everything, the music, the story, the adventuring, the secrets. So they redid it recently, and they hand draw the animation. Mm-hmm. So you look at it and it looks freaking amazing. Yeah. The gameplay, I have to admit, is a little dated because it's a remake of a Sega Master System game, and it plays
very similar,
pretty one-to-one to it. Okay. Yeah. But that's not to say anything bad, because it was a fun game. It was just
those games are those. I mean, you can say they're dated, but I still call them timeless.
Exactly.
Anybody can pick up those games and play.
There's some games that, especially with
that's why Shovel Knight was such a good game because it was easy to pick up, easy to get into. Difficult to master because
I need to finish Shovel Knight. Now that I have a Switch, I'll probably get on a Switch so that I have more incentive to go back to it. Yeah. And to mention, I also got this one on the Switch because right now they have a sale going on, $13. Really good. So Wonder Boy. It's not too late. I'll probably go back. I'll surely go back.
There for this year. This year marks the first time that I can think of, I guess maybe somebody can fact check me on that. Housemarque released 2 titles this year, and I played none of them.
Oh my goodness! You need to play Nex Machina.
Nex Machina and Matterfall both came out this year.
You should play Nex Machina. You don't have to play the other one.
Whatever. I still like Housemarque and the games that they release, and of course these mark probably the last ones that they're going to be doing of this type of genre.
Yeah.
Since they mentioned arcade shooters are kind of not doing it for them anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah, Nex Machina definitely missed out on that one. Need to try that, and yes, I will also jump over to Matterfall. 2 other titles that I missed on, and this is probably just because I want to continue the story because I enjoyed the first 2, and that is season 3 of The Walking Dead. A New Frontier, which continues.
Oh yeah, that came out this year. Yeah,
came out, and the whole series is out this year. I know. I used to do it once episode at a time, and then I said, nope, I'm just going to get them all.
Yeah.
And of course now I completely missed it. Completely missed that.
That's what happens for change your formula.
It does. And another one that I wanted to look into as well, which was the Rhyme, which was a troubled game coming out. It was Tequila Works.
Yes.
And a troubled game, but it did come out. It came out to pretty decent reviews, and it's a beautiful-looking game. Very almost Wind Waker-ish kind of look and feel to it. Mm-hmm. So I really want to check that out. That's one. Another one that came out, I played the first one, which scared the bejesus out of me, and I feel the need to put myself through it again. Outlast 2 came out.
Outlast, yeah.
And
did you beat that? Did you beat Outlast?
The first one, no, I did not. I got pretty but I was just like, I realize I'm playing this completely tense. There's no relaxed moment.
That's the point of those games.
I know, yeah. But that takes a toll.
Oh yeah, that takes a huge toll. Yeah, I get
that was the problem with Dead Space, the first one, dude. I was like, I can play one area at a time, and that's it.
1 and 2 were great.
Yeah, definitely. Another game that I missed out. This is actually a much bigger title than I missed out on. That you actually already played and finished, and that's Uncharted: The Lost Legacy.
Oh yes,
did not get a chance to play that. Definitely want to. I mean, obviously, this is part of the Uncharted lore. I don't want to miss out on that particular.
Probably, no. It'll be too. It speaks too high. It speaks highly. It speaks very highly to how good Uncharted games are. Uncharted 4 is, and the previous ones, except for one.
The first one was fine. I think everybody forgets. The first one was actually okay.
For its time. Okay. I'll give you for its time. It was great. Yeah. You're right.
Everybody goes, man. The first one is. I'm like, What are you talking about? It
I
was
think
level with
the
first
bar
one.
has been set
Since
so
part
high.
two. Yeah. Part two set the. I mean, it literally leaped and bound past the first one, and now people go back. Like if you go back to the first one, then it's kind of a rough ride.
But there was something about this one where I don't know if maybe it was the size. It was right. It was the right size of it and the right time to play it. Mm-hmm. I love the Lost Legacy so much. I really like. It was a game that when I finished it, I was very satisfied.
Okay,
I was like, okay, you have to play this. This title. There was something about the and we've seen the Sully and Nathan Drake's interaction so many times already that it's kind of had taken its toll on it already, which is good that they finished it on this one. Now we see Nadine and Chloe, on this one, and it is just as good.
Yeah,
obviously it gets less jokey, jokey. So
that's humorous. Okay,
yeah. I mean, it's not. It's there. The humor is there. Actually, I shouldn't say, but I like the interaction. Okay. I like the ladies were awesome in this title. So you're gonna have to play that one.
Yeah.
Before the end of the year.
That's not one that I
fix that shit. Of course, it goes without saying. I missed on the Resident Evil 7 boat already. I mentioned it. Mm-hmm. That's one that I want to get into, but just like you said, it takes a toll. But I do need to.
Actually, no, that's not true because they are. Yeah, what they did in this one. They brought it back a little. Yeah, there's some moments where you're like, man, you just I don't know how to say it, but you're like, you're constantly having to hide. You know what I mean? So it has a little bit of that Outlast moment.
Yeah.
Also a little bit of the Nemesis moment where if you ever played Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, where suddenly you're in an area, he's there, you're having to just get out. You know what I mean? So very similar stuff to that. So I can definitely I give him hands down. This is the way to go. This is the way to go for the future. You know what I mean? You guys
good freaking job. Way to save your dying franchise.
Yeah. Now, if you could just do the same with Street Fighter, you guys will be all right.
I'm going to mention this title because even though I did scratch the surface a little bit on it, I feel like it wasn't enough to say, oh yeah, I played this game. I know what to expect. Pyre. Pyre is a super giant game, and I love the previous title, especially Transistor, yes, especially Transistor. I never beat I never finished. What's that? Was the previous one? What's the name of it? The previous one.
Are you serious?
With the narrator.
Yeah. I forgot the name of it. But you never finished it?
No, I didn't finish it. The one with the narrator. It is called.
Well, as I'm looking it up, first off, I want to mention that the Neo was done by Koei Tecmo. That was
right. Koei Tecmo, yeah.
Plus, I want to say that the Pyre may actually be one
of your favorite stories?
My favorite game of the year. Like one of my, if not one of my, if not
one of my I was going to say, whoa, wait a minute. Where did this come from? Not to say they're undeserving. It's just completely unexpected. Pyre, that good. Yeah. Shoot, do I have to drop Zelda then? Or I have to go to this?
I don't know. I don't want to oversell Bastion. By the way,
Bastion. Yes, I was thinking of Tower,
which I did complete Bastion. That was actually pretty good too.
Bastion.
I don't want to oversell this. I didn't know because the game is one of those things where you go, what is this? It's such a weirdest thing. You know what I mean? You're doing some sort of ritual that looks very similar to basketball. You know what I mean? But
as basketball is a ritual.
Basketball, it's a ritual.
Think about it, yeah.
So that said, it caught me from like left field. First off, the music is hands down one of the best gaming soundtracks. Hands down, one of the best ones.
Have you listened to Nier Automata soundtrack?
I have, I'm sorry, they're not.
What?
Yeah, sorry.
We're not going to have the discussion.
Pyre takes it.
We're not going to have the discussion.
100%
you
of the
are
time.
not going to give it to... I'm going to say Pyre will be a solid second.
No. That said, the story, it was weird because it was this moment that I didn't realize how invested I was in the story until some things start to happen, and I go, oh my God, this is not, oh my God, like I gotta do, you know what I mean?
I wasn't taking it seriously.
It wasn't I wasn't taking it seriously. It was that I didn't realize how serious it was. And I started going, whoa. And like I mentioned back when I first played, there is nothing that will stop you from getting to the end of the game. Regardless of what happens, regardless of failure or success, the game will continue and it will end. And however you did it is how it's done. You know, so one of those type of things where it's like, well, and it's not decision making in the sense that, well, it's a little bit decision, but it's not like a Telltale game, for instance, or something like that, where you have multiple paths. It's just an incredibly written story. Again, dude, it's this weird thing. Good. It was just like I just really didn't see it becoming that. And when I got to the end, I felt like, I was like, oh my God, I felt good and happy, and it's like, man, this is so crazy that this little title that I had zero like expectations on actually got me to this point. And that's why I'm like, I'm sorry, I cannot not mention it. And yes, dude. Now that said, I may have just completely oversold this to you. You know what I mean? Because I'm like,
expectations. You know what happens when you give a height and expectation in a game? I will come down like a ton of bricks.
Yes, exactly. So that said, I don't think. Honestly, I'm going to go on the record here. So I don't think this is going to do the same for you as it did for me. But that's why it was such a surprise and a welcome surprise because I didn't realize how invested I was until I realized, oh man, shit's about to go down. You know what I mean? And I'm like, and the music, dude, I cannot express how that music enhances everything about the freaking game. So I'm sorry you missed out on it. I definitely say go back to it. I don't think it's going to be the same for you, but it's okay.
I still think you're going to enjoy it.
A
good game is still a good game.
Correct. I still think you're going to enjoy it.
I think I play a little bit of it enough to know the sporty type element that it had to, which is completely weird to think about it in those terms. And I think that's what closed me out to it. But I'm willing to try. I'm willing to go. To go the mouth.
If you don't look at it as a sport, more as a ritual, and the reason for the ritual, and when you start taking that serious to say, yes, I want to win because I want to deliver what it is I need to, whatever the case may be. So, I know I'm being extremely vague here, guys. So I just don't want to ruin anything.
So it's fire. It's definitely on fire.
Yeah.
The other game that I missed, and this one is only because I'm still going through the previous one that came out also recently, is Yakuza Kiwami, which is a retelling of the first Yakuza game, obviously enhanced with not just graphically but also in the storytelling and the things that happen and those elements, which I'm grateful because I missed on the original PlayStation 2 release of Yakuza, and also the second one, which I understand they're also making Yakuza Kiwami 2. I don't know if they're going to call it that, but it's going to be a retelling of the second one. I picked up Yakuza on the third one, and I loved it. That's when I loved it enough to go watch the video.
The third
Yakuza is the one the first Yakuza that I played.
One then.
Yeah. No, I started with the first one. It was good. The fourth one, I stopped playing because I didn't like the fact that it was so many characters, and every time you went to the next one after spending hours with the one you had, you started at zero. You had to level them up individually, which is also happening here. But in here, you're dividing it between two characters, so it's a little bit more palatable.
Four, and right? The other one's
now
four.
you're expecting, But I understand the story of 4 was fantastic as well. It was actually. It was going really well. Again, those games are more story over gameplay, to be honest with you. That's why I wouldn't necessarily say it's for everyone. You got to be in the mood of getting a really good story and be willing to accept, the gameplay is, it is what it is. It's not going to be terrible, but to me, it's dated. It is very dated. But another title that I wanted to... Oh, by the way, are you done with your list or you still have more? Okay.
I still have more.
Then I'm going to I'm just gonna run through the last few that I have.
Sure.
So Gran Turismo Sports, believe it or not, I like racing games.
You do.
And I played, a Forza 7, and I play a Forza Horizon, and I'm on a way. I've been looking about this game, and I think the reason why I haven't jumped into it is because I don't want to pay full price for it, right? But also the fact that I haven't heard like superb things about
stuff,
it. Yeah.
There's some question marks on it as well, like the required online portions.
Yeah. Well, supposedly they patched that, although don't quote me, I could be wrong on this.
They were going to patch it. I don't know if the patch already
they haven't
came out.
done? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Actually, no, they were looking into making more stuff available offline.
Oh.
But there was no mention as to when or like that. Just like they're looking into it.
Yeah. I don't want this. I don't want this series to fail and go away. I'm not a fanboy or anything like that. Quite the opposite. I love the fact that yes, he have very strong competition from Forza, and you can argue. Actually, I would say that Forza has taken the checker flag on that one now.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
But I mean, just you look at them right now; they're screwing up with like microtransactions and BS and loot box BS done wrong. Probably the time for Gran Turismo to take the lead again.
Maybe if they didn't put everything behind online only.
As well.
Like they could have, honestly, with all the loot box, crap with Forza. This is their time to come in, and then they said, "No, let's just make everything online."
Let's just make.
I'm like, my God.
I would say
you can also lose save files, by the way.
Yeah. No,
That's
wow.
Because it can only be online to save.
Oh, then forget it. Then there's enough good racing games out there. Forget it. Off my list. I'm gonna put Splatoon then, or Splatoon 2. Even though I was clearly reminded that that is not a new game because it's not a new. It's not a sequel.
It has a lot of all the stuff in the first one. It has like additional maps and stuff like that. I mean, it's a 2, but it's really a 1.5.
Well, so is Destiny 2
yeah.
when you think about it.
Oh, snap.
You know it. You know it. Thank you. And, okay, so then my last title that I'm going to put here, and this game didn't come out last year, but I feel like right now it would be the perfect time to play it. Stardew Valley. It's a game that
came out this year, no?
Stardew Valley came out this year? I thought it was last year.
Well, I'll look it up. Go ahead.
It was given. Oh yeah, it could have been this year.
I thought it was.
See, I don't double check on that. But Stardew Valley is a game that I've been extremely like the other day. It was like 1 a.m, and I felt like playing. I felt like okay, let me go into it. I felt so strongly about going into it, but I didn't because I knew that if I started it, I was just gonna get hooked, and that's my concern with it. There's some of the games that I'm in the middle of that if I grab this one, I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna go through it. Surprisingly enough, going back to Super Mario Odyssey, I had no qualms of keeping on that game until I was done with it. That's
really?
how much fun I had with it. So, but yeah, Stardew Valley is, and I appreciate the fact that Seth actually got that game for me for my birthday.
The original release date was actually almost 2 years ago.
Actually, yes.
No, almost a year ago. February 26, 2016.
2016? Oh,
yeah.
That's
almost 2 years.
1.0 release or early access? Because my understanding was that this game was early
access. Well, I don't know if they were. Let me see.
They haven't released it yet, so it can't be. No, wow.
It came out this year originally I would say so because by the end, that could have been the 1.0, but then it came to console at the end of 2016.
Oh, okay.
So, and then finally came to Nintendo Switch this year in October.
There you go.
So, yeah.
So, if you could take something away from my list is that there's not a lot of AAA titles that you can say that I completely missed.
Battlefront
2!
Screw that game.
Yeah, screw that game.
I told you I
can't even make a proper joke about it. That's how pissed off I am.
I told you I was going to just so I can see, just so I can know and have the real hate that it's like almost like okay, I'm hating by proxy right now because I've actually haven't bought or played it or anything like that. You know what I mean? But
you know what they say about hate is the path to the dark side.
It is the path to the dark side.
You don't want to be there.
So I was going to actually rent it on Redbox. It's like we just rent it.
It's worth a rental.
This money's not going to go to anybody other than Redbox. You know what I mean? So I'm like, at least I can sit here, play the campaign, and then get frustrated for real to say you guys really screwed up a good game here.
gosh.
What could have been a good game. So my last few here, they're smaller titles, much smaller titles. And I realized that they may not even be the best titles of this year, but I did have interest in them, and I wanted at some point to probably revisit. One is Prey from Bethesda, which came out sometime in May-ish, around there.
Prey,
Prey,
I feel like it came out.
which I guess is the remake or whatever. Strafe, which I was interested in. It's a little shooter title.
Oh, yeah. But then it looked kind of bad. I saw the reviews. It was not great.
The reviews were averaging about 7.5, which is not horrible.
Oh, then I saw the review that was bad because
maybe it was. Yeah.
it was really hitting it hard.
Oh, okay.
It's like, okay.
Well, overall, it wasn't too bad. Nidhogg 2, which also, by the way, got released, got a Game Award nomination, and then finally Ruiner, which actually just got an update recently, and which is another one that's list of those that are, I guess, very difficult games. Which as long as I know that's what I'm getting into, it never really bothers me. So that said, that pretty much clears up my list there of the games that I missed out. As you can see, same thing. I mean, I think the biggest title there that I missed out on was Uncharted Lost Legacy, or
I would say,
anything from Nintendo, which I don't actually own.
Let me have a look at this. Stardew Valley is gonna be the big one on my list.
On your list?
That's the one that I would say I'm most.
Not Halo Wars 2?
No, honestly,
Okay.
no. I would say because I know what to expect. Almost.
Oh, okay.
And I'm ready for a game to wow me, and I'm sure this game. That's my concern. I'm sure this game is gonna wow me. And it's gonna take me off whatever I'm playing, and next thing I know, it's gonna be Warframe, like you guys are.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. And biggest disappointment of the year.
Well, wait, we'll save that for our end of the year game of the year episode.
All right.
Yes.
All right. I won't.
We won't go there yet.
I won't say Persona 5. Then.
Yeah. But although Battlefront 2, come on, let's figure it. Battlefront 2 is also a super huge disappointment.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna leave that for,
especially since that won the best. What was it called? The best upcoming game.
Most anticipated game last year.
Game of last year. Yeah.
Oh well, that's what hype does to a game.
Yeah, that's what EA does to a game.
Oh,
so, all right, guys. So that there brings us to the end of the real episode 83. Thank you so much for tuning in, and as always, please like, subscribe, and share the podcast with everyone.
Share the podcast.
Absolutely.
That's the way that we can increase our army.
Correct.
GG Army.
Go to YouTube as well. We got content on there. By the way, I'm going to be putting up Gilberto's, we'll call it the Warframe 101 lesson that he put on. And he put it on Twitch. I'll go ahead and put that up there, which I'll probably have to watch because I'm going to have to learn this game, which I really do enjoy. You really should freaking download it.
I will.
Finally, no, that's it. So this is Mad Dog signing off for this wonderful Thanksgiving weekend. Mr. David Santos.
Finally, that Deadpool 2 trailer was pretty amazing.
Oh, yeah, I completely forgot to bring that up. So, sidebar, guys. We're going to insert this into the middle somewhere.
Oh, no.
No. Deadpool had a teaser trailer which showed nothing of the movie, which was actually probably the best part.
I know. I love that's a trailer done right because guess what? I am super intrigued on watching that game.
Me too.
I love the first one. I mean,
Yes.
that movie.
Yes.
I love the first one.
Absolutely.
So
he did a whole Bob Ross thing, which was just so good. So good. If you haven't seen it, I'll tag it somewhere here for you guys. But all right, guys, so we'll see you next week.
GG! GG every day.